So we've had the first real frost, really, haven't we, this year? And I've been away in Cambridge visiting my son with my girlfriend, and I've just come back. And I thought I'd just do a little walk around, see what's happened since we've not been here. See what damage we've had. I guess the only recommendations I can give is just don't do any work in your garden at this time of year when it's as frosty as this, because you're going to do more harm than good. It's just not worth risking your plants for it. I do the odd bits and bobs, but I don't really get really full on with it because the frosts really hammer it. And this is what I was hoping for, to be quite honest, because we need the frosts. We need it to kill some of the bugs and knock the garden back a bit, ready for winter, because it is winter now, and it needs to die back. So, yeah, it's looking all right. It's looking all right, really. I mean, there's frost on the grass. Now, grass, the one tip I tell people every time, especially on the radio show, is never to walk on your grass when it's been frosted. And I don't take my own advice because, to be honest, I'm not bothered about it. I don't care. But what you will get is you'll get all the cells in the blades themselves break down and cause the blacking. So you see your footprints. But most of the good autumn colours are now gone. And we often get some good winter colours coming in now. And the one thing I've got is this Acer Davidii, and I keep going back to this because I'm waiting for it to turn this beautiful colour all over. And as winter gets really harsh, and it will, then we get better colours. And one of my best in the garden, as I look around anyway, is this one here. This is Pinus contorta Chief Joseph. That is just looking stunning. I love that one. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, some of the Acers tend to have reddening branches as we get going into winter. There you go. What have I just trod on? Another reason for not treading on here. There's a hosta under there I've just trod on, but I won't do any damage because it's gone to sleep for the winter. The Catinus is still holding on to its leaves. They've not dropped off yet, which is unusual because usually once the frosts come, you get this like confetti effect from them dropping off. Now look, this is the sort of thing you can expect. So this Fatsia japonica is doing that, and that's folding over. Now that's not a problem, it's going to be fine. To them who are not used to seeing this kind of effect, this is what frosts do. And this is why I've given it this, well, protected area, really. I put it in the protected area because it's what it needs. And definitely don't go touching those leaves. Some will definitely die back, some will die and just fall off, some will blacken over the next few weeks. And I suspect I'll lose a lot of those. And the seed heads, which are already over now, or turning into proper seeds, they've just folded over. And that's as a result of the frost on it. That's what it does. And that's a good thing, really. Yeah, now if you do water the birds or give them water, this is what you expect if you've got your dustbin lids. Now, I've not been here, so I've not been able to deal with this, but that's solid now, solid ice. If you've got bulbs or plants in your sheds or greenhouses, just give them a check. Make sure they haven't frosted too badly. You will get some frosting of it, and hopefully they'll be okay as a result. It shouldn't really kill them off. That Deschampsia is the one I found down at a friend's house, and it's a good 5.5 foot that, but it is tied up. It doesn't stand upright as I wanted it to. Here's an Acer that's looking good. I'm surprised it's hung on to these, but it has. I put it under this tree, so it seems to have hung on to it. Winter Jewel, I think it's called. I'm not sure. The label's around somewhere. Like I say, I've got a lot of new plants in this garden, and I cannot remember every single one that I bought and the names, because some are new to me, so yeah. Well, this is one plant I have been concerned about. This is Fatsia polycarpa. It's a baby at the moment. It's a particular type. It's green fingers, and it's a A little bit more tender than Fatsia japonica, but hopefully it'll be okay. Again, Deschampsia, look at that. And this is another reason we have Deschampsias. Just look at those colours. They just stand out a mile. I'm waiting for this to turn its colours. I can see that there's reds in there, but you can't really make it out. Reddy purple colours. Just tinges of it. Once that frost is gone off of it, I should be able to see them quite well. Oh, another reason that we keep plants. Now, I know obviously this is green. This is an evergreen, this plant. But look, if you can just see in there, look, ladybirds. A few ladybirds tucked away in there. And that's why you should keep a lot of your plants and don't cut them back. Leave them alone. Yeah, so I'm up on the Lincolnshire Wolds, as you're probably aware, and it's very, very cold. Very cold. Yeah, it looks like this Viburnum Davidii is producing its seed now, and that'll just swell up over time. You get a metallic blue colour. It's quite a stunner, really. Now, this is the time for this one to shine very soon. This is Corylus avellana contorta. And there you go, there's a confetti-like appearance of the leaves dropping. If we get a blast of wind on it, you'll see the leaves just drop off, and especially if we get a lot of frost, that tends to happen. Now, this is also the time of the year when they start producing their catkins. Those little green caterpillar-looking things, they're the catkins. They will droop down. They'll probably be 4 times longer than that by the time they're finished. But once all the leaves have dropped off and the catkins start drooping, it then reveals the winter skeletal form that this has, and that's why I love it. That's why I love this particular shrub, and it is a shrub or a small tree, I guess. But a lot of people fail to cut it back, and I've done a YouTube on it to show you how to do it and how to go about it, and then it rewards you by doing this, by showing you this. So through winter, that's just gonna look stunning. Absolutely stunning. I love it. And if you're lucky enough to have a mature specimen in your garden, then, you know, lift its skirt so you get to see that. Now, the dip pools and the wildlife garden, which I've avoided doing yet, this is partly the reason. Once I got to a certain stage in the year, I figured I might as well wait till the Corylus loses all its leaves, because all that's going to happen, they're all going to end up in the pond and I'm going to have to fish them all out. Now, I know I'm going to have this year on year, but I'm not going to make any more hard work for me this year. So I've left it, and as you can see, all the Corylus leaves are dropping into this section that I will be doing this winter. I will be completing it. So everything's dying back, including the grasses, but they're still offering something really nice. As you can see, those grasses just stand out, and they are the standout plants apart from the euphorbias at this time of year, and any sort of evergreen winter shrubs or coloured stemmed winter shrubs like the cornices. This is Cornus cusa, and unfortunately it doesn't produce any beautiful looking stems, any coloured ones. There are several red forms, orange forms, yellow forms even out there, and I've had most of them, but I've got none of them here, which maybe I should have. I did bring one with me, but I ended up giving it away, which was a bit daft. The only colouring I've got going on in stems at the moment, really, again, is this Miscanthus, and that looks good. And then some of the euphorbias get a deeper or redder stem, like that one there. That's black pearl, whereas my own Skinny Mini doesn't produce that colour in its stems. It simply produces some, as I said earlier, purpley tinged red heads to it, and that comes through purpurea. Purple and gold, a euphorbia called purple and gold that I had, and I think that's one of its parents. Yeah, so this is Rudbeckia demii. Look at that. You see, the winter silhouettes are just brilliant, and that's why you should leave them, and that's going to contain loads of insects in there somewhere, and I refuse to cut them back until we get through to end of January, maybe even into February, depending on the weather. We may get some really rough weather, and I may not want to touch it. The one thing that has amazed me this year is this Molinia. It's still here. I thought it had definitely gone by the time I got back from Cambridge, but it hasn't. it's there. They usually just fall over. It's windsowl, and as I said before, last year it got at least 2 foot higher than that. This year it's maintained that sort of height. The other Millennias have all pretty much gone. Well, there's another one I can see further up the garden, but they're basically gone, and they flop over. So if you're looking for an easy grass, go for that one. What else could I say? Now, I've got a Phlomis fruticosa, which is the one that produces like the pom-poms. And this isn't it, but we'll demonstrate on this. So it would produce a pom-pom out here and then further up, and they're the seed heads, but they only get to about maybe 4 foot maximum. And if you want something of interest at this time of year, that's what you need. And what I was going to say was, I intend to put it in here somewhere. I don't know where yet. It's one that I haven't put in yet. There will be a space for it, but this is the time of year it would be looking good. It's a shame it's not in, but it's not. Here we go in the cloister pergola. And those hips are amazing. Look at those. Really amazing. Look like little tomatoes, really, them. They look fantastic. And obviously my grasses are looking good. Look at them. Look fantastic. Some of the grasses are remaining evergreen. This is Calamagrostis Waldenbush, and it seems to have remained pretty much evergreen, which it's not. And I'm putting that down to Plant Mulch UK. Plant Grow UK, rather, their mulch, which I put on. And again, that's what I would expect from the Millennia. Exactly that. Demonstrate pulling one of those off. This is why it's so nice to have this type of plant, because if you're a beginner, if you watch that bit there, it pulls straight out. So at this time of year, you simply pull those stems out and away you go. That one's Windspiel, which is one of my favourites, actually. It's a good grass to have. Definitely Millennia. Now, the elder there, the black one, the Sambucus Poriophila, I think it's called, losing its colours now. It's going greener, and I expect any time soon that is going to drop all of those leaves. They'll all be gone. I'll come out here one day and they'll just have all fallen away. Now, usually, that's last year, it was the end of November. We're now well into December, and they remain. Will they fall off? We don't know, do we? We'll come back to that another time. Let's see if they fall off, as they should. But they haven't yet. So, yeah, so that's Grassy Bottom on a cold day. And it's been colder. It was -4 when we left Cambridge. It's -2 up here. The plants don't care. You know, most of them are totally hardy. Shouldn't cause a problem. As I said, the euphorbias look good at this time of year. And this Calamagrostis Cal Forster, this is its time to shine. It has several seasons, doesn't it, to shine, this one, but particularly good at this time of year. And we've got this Vegas Darwick Gold here, if it's focusing. I don't think it's going to. I was just trying to show you that the buds are already starting to swell for next year's leaves, and it's just full of them. There you go. So they're already forming. They're ready to come out, or starting to push out a little bit. The silver birch, that's doing okay. It's already budding up as well. You can see the buds pushing through already on that, and we've got the catkins as well coming out on it, which is there. Not focusing in properly, but they will do the same as the Corylus. They will droop. They will come and they will droop down, and they'll look really nice and very attractive as well. And there's not a lot to show over this area. I've not been happy with this area in general as an area, because I've had several different moves I've been doing and changes I've been making, but I intend to change this year parts of it, and particularly this bit here, because as I've said before many times, there's going to be a set of French doors there, and then I intend to put some sort of a platform here. Now at the moment, here's some of the Millennia I moved earlier. Show you how easy it is to do. We'll just put that there on the garden. Now, that euphorbia is my own Malachine, one of my cuttings from last year, and it's already sent out loads of more little growths there. Each one of those is a potential cutting, but I'll not do that. I shall let it grow bigger. It'll have a platform here, and I think I may have to just move it a foot down here, believe it or not. Well, a couple of feet, probably there. That's probably where it's got to go, just to allow it to do what it needs to do, which is become quite big like this one. That's how it's going to look. So we've got to be thinking about that this year, but I won't move it this year. That'll be done in spring. We'll have lots of spring bulbs coming up pretty soon. Yeah, so the cloister pergola, no more work on that yet. It is where it is at the moment. We'll leave it at that. The cobwebs are looking quite nice, aren't they? This is a surprising little things you find. Little geeky bits that I like to show you. Little cobwebs, look at it. Just fantastic. This is what gardens give us, if we're prepared to look. Yeah, so this is Taxus baccata standishii. And at the moment, uninteresting, but they're very slow to grow. And there's another one across the way there. And they're very slow to grow. They're very yellow. They'll do no more than that. They'll just grow slowly. They act as little pillars for me, really. The standout area is not looking too bad. There's a bit of clearing up to do. There's some cutting back to do. But in general, that's okay. Again, the bird baths need watering. Need put water in there, tip that ice out. And this is Eragrostis. That's a really nice one. The African love grass. And it's a particular one. It's not the ordinary curvulate. I'm just going to try and remind myself which one I've put in there. Yeah, Elotii, which is the bluer form. So the leaf becomes a lot bluer. So, as you can see, I leave as much as I can. I take nothing out. I leave the skeletal forms because this is the time when they start looking really, really good. As you can see. So we tend to leave them, or I tend to leave them alone to do the thing. And that's a Phyllictrum Ellin, one of the best. And it's mate across there. He's looking good as well. That one. Fantastic. Yeah. So overall, it's looking good. It's looking exactly how I want it to look. And pretty soon I will be getting on with, hopefully, with the wildlife area, which is down there. So as soon as these leaves have dropped in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks, when they've completely gone, I'll make a start on that area there and show you how we go about doing that. And that should be nice, but oh look, still flowers. Still got flowers, still pushing it, still going for it. They should really have gone already. It's a scabious, it should have gone already, but it's still pretty much there. Look at that, it's still beautiful. Looking good. Nothing else to show you, so we'll end it at that. Hope you've enjoyed that little trip out. It's cold. I'll talk to you later. Ta-da!